for those who are joining us on the live stream, this is a design view of some new blockchain functionality going into the upcoming version of Wolfram Language. And let's see, which version should I be running in? I have a choice of many versions.
11.3.
What's that?
11.3 is fine, yes.
Okay. Got any, which build? The most recent build?
Should work, the most recent, yes.
Okay. Let's try running this then. Should I run the initialization code or not?
Oh, no, that's just in case you don't have the packlet. So just run the packlet information. So yeah, seems you have the, oh, you have the 58 sister, right? Yeah, can you run the?
That's not, wait a second, what is this here? Yeah, I have 58, so what's going on?
You need a 61. So can you run the initialization? So there's a link to,
I'm running it.
There's a packlet install line there.
Okay.
Yep. So now with kernel, just to sure.
Really? Okay.
Yep. And now you can run those lines or your notebook.
I don't want to run initialization again, right?
No. Yep,
okay.
seems to be working fine. On the other notebook, you
latest hash. That's a mined hash. Is that correct? That's why it has a bunch of zeros at the beginning.
Yes, that's for Bitcoin.
How does Ethereum? What is the mining process there? Why does it not? Does it have distinguished hashes or not? Do you understand?
I'm sure about the hashes. I think they don't they use proof of stake instead of proof of work.
I don't know. Who knows that here? Do we have everybody who's supposed to be here?
Which blockchains?
I'm sorry?
Ethereum is still moving toward proof of stake, but it's not there yet.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So how come its hash does not have a bunch of zeros in it like the Bitcoin one?
I think the number of zeros is to do with the difficulty. I don't know why.
Yeah, I understand. That's the standard way it's mined in Bitcoin. Okay, all right. Anyway, so minimum fee. Why doesn't that have units? Oh, should have satoshis as units.
Yes, and we already asked for satoshis to be included as units.
Okay, who's doing that?
Working with Alan and Eric Weinstein.
Do you want me to bring them here?
No, if you can just get a status on it, because we're kind of urgent right now.
There's an active thread on it, so we actually already have satoshis and Bitcoin and
an ether.
Third one. Ethers. You can say something like quantity 10 ethers. That already exists.
Well, why can't I say quantity 10 satoshi?
Satoshis, yeah.
Why is it satoshis? I mean,
because it's all units are plural.
Okay, so why isn't this concerned as satoshis?
Yeah, that will be the case.
I'm not sure that the plural of satoshi is satoshis. Somebody should check that.
That's how it's often used.
Satoshi is from the guy's name, right? The person.
Yes. But I'm just asking. Somebody will check that, I'm sure, when they put this in. But so you can go ahead and change this to returning quantity objects.
Okay, I just checked it. It's correct.
Okay. All right. So, change that to returning a quantity object. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The output order should be type name core version. Okay. Looks good. And now this is transaction count from documentation. Why was that? I can't remember. The transaction count was the number of elements in the transaction list.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
So also I changed. We were using Block Explorer API for the Bitcoin blockchain, but I changed it to Block Cipher. This is the one we use for Ethereum because the other one.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Okay. But so this particular line. By the way, do I have to update documentation immediately to is it if I updated a few hours ago, do I have the latest versions?
I
I believe
haven't
so.
touched it.
I just touched it during the morning.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Right, so
this is not working. So did somebody deal with that? Oh no, it did work. I'm wrong. It worked.
There's
Amazing.
two.
Okay, yeah, right.
It worked
Okay.
twice as good.
Worked twice. It worked twice as well. Okay, blockchain.
So now the properties of Bitcoin and Ethereum are more consistent.
Okay.
And
But
stable.
so now, okay, so this is,
yeah, that's one description that was missing, the short form description.
okay, so hold on a second. Okay, additional properties. Let's see. Blockchain whose name for the blockchain for the Wolfram blockchain. Okay, next block hash of the next block. What is that? Why are we? I don't understand that. How do we know the hash for the next block? That hasn't been mined yet. I don't understand that.
Oh, you're looking at blockchain block data, so it can be an already mined block. I mean, you're not necessarily looking at the last block.
I see. And why do we have that?
It's the multi-chain API provides that.
Okay, but hold on. What's difficulty? Why are we even specifying difficulty for our own blockchain? Because we're not requiring anything to happen to mine a block on our own blockchain.
Yeah, we can take it out. We discussed that, right? The difficulty is very low. Is that right? We don't really use.
I don't even. Think
yeah, we are the only ones mining right now.
It's not meaningful. Yeah. I think we should futurize everything in this block here. I don't think any of that makes any sense.
Yeah. And the section, yeah, above it then. Okay.
Okay. Because I don't think we want to define the difficulty. Get what I'm saying?
But then do you also want to not return them?
I mean, right now, and should we allow it? Even should we allow it just as a thing that's there that we don't really? Well, okay, so this would be blockchain. I mean, blockchain data difficulty, and that's on our blockchain, right? That would be a global property of our blockchain, yes?
Right. Yes.
What's that? I don't understand that.
What's what?
Oh, I see.
You're using 11.3 and that you wanted to message.
Yeah, right. Okay. So, but I mean, if I do this difficulty, is there a notion of difficulty for?
There is for Bitcoin, but the API we use doesn't provide it.
Okay. But that's the current difficulty. Isn't difficulty something that remains constant for a long period of time?
Yes. Yeah, eventually changes to maintain average of, in the case of Bitcoin, average of 10 minutes per.
Right, but
to mine a block.
Can't we? I mean, isn't there some other way to get that data? Can't we request that data from somewhere else? It's basically a constant.
Yes. I mean, yeah.
How constant is it? Is it constant as in constant for years or constant for days?
Years, I think.
So you're asking about just hard coding it, that value, even though it may change tomorrow?
No, I'm not suggesting hard coding it. I'm suggesting getting it from somewhere. But it should not be too difficult to find a place to get it from.
No, I mean, even so, one thing we can do is to not mess with the backlit itself. We can just have a cloud object requesting that from a different API, and
that would be fine.
That
would be fine.
Okay.
So if that's the case, then we would have But this difficulty is not, I see, difficulty when mining this block. So that would have to be something that we would have to find, even going back historically, for when a particular block was mined, if we want the difficulty to be at this level of blockchain block data, correct?
Right. Yes.
Okay, so we'd have to go back and do that research. So we're not going to get that done immediately, but it's something to think about for the future.
There are some APIs that provide that. So yeah, it's just a matter of checking that.
Okay, so this thing here, the block encoded difficulty target, which I don't think is a very good description, but isn't that also global to the blockchain?
I think it's.
And isn't it like 11 or something?
It's a block. Sorry.
Why is that? That is.
You're using blockchain data. You have to use blockchain block data to get the property.
I don't understand that. What is that?
So that is used as part of a formula to also compute the difficulty.
I don't understand. Bits isn't bits like 11 or something or whatever that. Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
Okay. I thought that the difficulty had to do with the number of zeros you were trying to have in the target hash.
It's related to that, yes.
Okay, so how does it manage to be 486 million?
Oh,
and also this is specifically bits.
Yes.
So that it should be something like 11, I think. And I think we should futurize this because I don't think we know what we're talking about yet.
Okay.
Okay. By the way, is there a guide page for all this stuff?
Yes. It's called blockchain.
But it's futurized and it needs to be reviewed because it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's complete yet.
Okay. All right. So that was the first thing we were looking at was properties on the blockchain. Okay, what is this? Blockchain block data byte count.
Oh, you wanted those results without the unit.
Okay. Okay. So this was my list of things that you updated. Okay. So now what else are we looking at here? So we're looking at.
Okay. That's just a summary of all functions and their blockchain bases.
Okay. That looks nice. Okay. Let's take a look down here.
That's the basis for writing the examples, I think.
Okay. So these prices should be in ETHs, right? And these should have units, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. What is that? Name mainnet? Is that really right? That's the name. I see. That's the name. Okay, fine.
That's a commonly used name
of the Bitcoin main blockchain.
There's a testnet as well. That we don't use, but it exists.
Right.
I see.
But you can run the function again because I think you have the old version and yeah. So the new API returns just like with Ethereum, like ETH main, it also returns the BTC main. It's more consistent.
Yes, that looks nice. Okay, let's take a look at the Ethereum case. Blocks since fork, 9. Blocks before fork. Why did it fork? Is that happening all the time? And can we see that fork? How do we see the fork?
I'm not sure how to see the fork, but at least during my testings, yeah, I see that number changing a lot.
Okay, does somebody know how that works? John, Dan, anybody else? How does that work? I mean, I didn't think the blockchain had been forked. I thought that was kind of the point. I mean, the Ethereum one got forked when the DAO disaster happened, but I don't think it didn't know of other forks.
Is 9 the number of sort of unconfirmed transactions that are still being processed? Is it sort of like a
That could very well be.
like the 4 million one is like all the ones that are in agreement and have been cross-checked by.
Right. I don't think this name is blocks before fork doesn't make sense to me. I'd like to know what that is. Does somebody know what that is here?
Yeah,
It's the height at the time of the fork.
I understand, but what is the fork? What fork? Is it something to do with confirmation of things or what? It's not like a fork like what happened with the DAO disaster. It's some other kind of.
Right.
Okay, so what is it?
I think what Dan was saying makes sense.
Well, but let's make sure it's right, because I don't think that name is right. If it's okay, so this difficulty thing is
okay. We'll make a note of
Right.
that and take a look at that. I think that's resolvable, and then we'll suggest a different name if it's not.
okay. Well, let's keep going here just to look through these. Okay.
Carla, do you have a?
Yep, I noted it down.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so byte count is the size of this block. Is that right?
Yes.
And it's got a limited number of transactions in it, is what this seems to say. Just
Right.
2 transactions. Is that typical?
Well, that's an old block.
I have to say, as we, use this more, and we are, jumping around on these blockchains all the time, from blockchain to blockchain, I kind of think we might want to support another syntax here where it's something like, something like this. And maybe this isn't right, but something like Ethereum arrow that as an alternative to specifying the blockchain base. Maybe that's not the right thing to do, but it seems like we're jumping blockchains all the time. I mean, or because right now we've got a $1 blockchain base.
I think in practice it'll be less because people will pick one and then set the base.
Yeah, you're probably right.
In these examples,
we're just doing it a lot because we're.
And if you use it as a first argument, it becomes kind of like more like a service connect type syntax. Like, I mean, there'll be,
all right, fine.
Maybe we'll have like 10 different cryptocurrencies at some point.
I mean, we can also support, service connections to different.
Right, to the different APIs.
Points. Yes.
Do we have those right now, and are they there and documented or not?
No, the implementations we're doing just for this pipeline, because eventually we'll have our own nodes, so it's just a temporary thing.
Okay. All right. So here, oh my.
But we can.
Okay, what on earth is bits doing here? What is that?
That's the one you futurized.
Okay. Oh, but this is much shorter now.
Yeah, they come from the.
Okay, fine, great.
You may have to reevaluate everything then, because it's gonna.
Yeah, right. That was because we shortened it because we didn't understand what some of these were. So confirmations, we still, okay, we got bits here, but we just futurized that, right?
Yes.
Be nice to know what it is before we kill it forever. Why did this not turn into a data?
I think you run the output.
Oh, I did run the output. Yes, you're absolutely correct. What on earth is this?
I think that's one of the things we futurize,
Yeah.
Okay, I want to look at these transactions here. Okay, so inputs. What does this mean? What does this mean?
So I believe it's the like the origin address and the destination address and the code the Ethereum virtual machine is running.
What is value? What does value
I'm not
mean?
sure.
Okay, so listen, look, we're going to go through this one more time. And the next time we go through this, somebody has got to understand what every single one of these things is. Okay?
Sure. You have to run that again also. Now the block is smaller, just a block hash.
Wait a second, but we've also still got the inputs and outputs here.
Yeah, that's for Bitcoin.
Which we don't understand yet. Okay, that's a big transaction. So
that script
wait. Why is spent underscore b by? That's not our kind of naming convention.
Sure, it's going to be fixed.
And script type.
Yep.
Pay to pub key hash. Where are those names coming from?
From the API.
We should figure out what they are. And those addresses, what are those addresses? Are they like wallet specifications of some kind or what?
The wallet takes care of the address, but it's not the wallet itself.
But what is that address?
The one receiving the transaction.
No, I understand. But if I go and I say, do we have a way of querying any information about that address?
Like not in this version.
Okay, but in principle, I could ask to look for, I could do some kind of blockchain search where I ask for all transactions associated with that address, correct?
Yes, I think that should be possible with one of these APIs.
It seems like that would be potentially of interest. I mean, because that would be analogous to the search capabilities we have elsewhere, and we have sort of a syntax for how to do that. But
there's only the address, right? I mean, it's other than that, it's private,
search
right?
Sure, but you could search for things like, all transactions above this amount during this period and so on. Okay, so what is all this stuff here? Again, this is what we were supposed to go over, is, we need to know what every single one of these is so that we can figure out, how are we designing this?
Right.
I mean, I have no idea what a lot of these things are. I can guess, but I don't know for sure. Okay, but
that's still in progress. I mean, it's just
fair enough. Okay, what else should we make sure to look at? Because I'm going to have to go fairly soon here.
The guide page.
Okay.
And more into the future, we should take a look at the exchanges, like financial data of, USD / BTC, those sort of things. I think we have something, but it's not updated every day. But that's probably
what? That's no good. I mean, we got to have some. I thought we had something that was updated in real time. I thought we'd had that for like years.
I don't think so. Did that?
I think so.
Does that work for you?
I don't think we have. I mean, do we have Ethereum stuff also? I mean, we should have currency convert.
I didn't try currency convert. I tried financial data of USD / BTC.
Well, I don't know. Financial data is a somewhat okay.
I'll put it on your chat if you wanna.
No. I believe you. I'm saying, I don't think that's the financial data thing is some kind of market. Yeah, I don't know what that is. That
result is correct.
Okay. And if I want to see historical data on that, if I look at currency convert, yeah, does this work if I just do, I should be able to say dated.
Okay, it looks like I'm just mistaken because the financial data works as well.
Okay.
All right, well, problem solved.
Okay, now minus 2, for example. Okay, that is a problem which should be fixed, that dated is not being supported correctly in currency convert. That is an Allen problem, I think. Makes sense?
Okay. Yep, I'll take it to him.
We got it. So the guide page.
Let's take a quick look at the guide page. No. I don't think I've ever written anything here. Okay. Get information about a particular blockchain, get current information about the blockchain. It is current information always. There's no way to do some kind of dated query for previous information, right?
No.
Okay.
This is a guide page that was written 6 months ago, so it just and hasn't been updated much since then.
Okay. Okay. Supposing capabilities for interacting both private blockchain. Well, okay. We want to say here, and maybe we don't need to write this right now, that we can has built-in capabilities for retrieving information about blockchains and transactions well, okay, I'm not sure I can write this right now.
Okay, do you want to...
Is Eric here? I need to respond to the chat, please.
Oh, I am. Hold on one second.
Do you want me to take a stab at it first?
If you want. I mean, I think we should make, this is not difficult to write. Let's take a look down here, okay? Get current information about a blockchain. Get information about a particular block. Based on its hash or something. Well,
hash or height.
Information about a transaction. What's blockchain hash? Do we even have that? No, we don't have that.
No.
Okay, I'm going to have to leave in a couple of moments here. Okay.
I mean, I can help with this to kind of...
General blockchain information. And then we want to say here, blockchain base and $blockchain base. Actually, maybe we should okay. Insert data. I mean, this is only going to work for our blockchain.
Yes.
We might want to add the plural blockchain to the spelling dictionary.
Okay.
Why use a different word when we can use the same word? Get data. Built-in capabilities for interacting with blockchains. It can retrieve detailed information from Bitcoin, Ethereum blockchains, from the Bitcoin and also I'm not sure that's very good, but it's a start. We probably should go over this one last time. Okay, anything else we should look at right now? I mean, the most important thing is I really want to understand what all of these different names and things mean. Okay, did you update this? Because this doesn't look like it's, has this been updated?
Yeah, we worked on that.
It's updated.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right, great. Well, it's really nice. This is looking really nice, and well done on getting Ethereum in. Okay. Anything else to discuss right now?
I think that's it.
Okay. See you all soon then.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.